Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and two-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. And on Saturday, October 27th, it's back, Bourbon and Bacon Fest, this time heading to Tacoma. That's right, join us during the day or join us during the night at the Tacoma Armory as distilleries from all over the U.S. will pour their best spirits. Yeah, and you're going to enjoy bacon treats from your favorite restaurants. What a pairing. Bourbon and Bacon Fest back, this time in Tacoma. Eat pork. Yeah. Drink bourbon. Yeah. What else would you do in life? You want more info? You want to get your tickets? Just go to KISW.com. Plus, Bourbon and Bacon Fest benefits our friends at Treehouse.
Let's play B-Mix.
It's time to play the game.
Yeah!
So everybody scream his name. B-Mix, don't be a loser. Whoa! B-Mix, you're a loser.
It is time to B-Mix. And it's time to turn down for tacos.
Turn down for what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope they have bacon tacos at Bourbon and Bacon.
All right, well, I mean, that's one thing.
You can put bacon inside of it, or you can wrap it in bacon, because you can wrap all sorts of stuff in bacon.
There will be bacon there, I'll tell you that.
Oh, sorry. I got bacon on the break.
Take it easy.
Oh, let's just get to our contestant then. We got Michael in Arlington to take on Steve. Michael, are you there, sir?
Hi, guys.
Hey, Michael, what's going on? What's he playing for today, Steve?
Tickets to the WWE's Monday Night Raw, which is next week over at the Key Arena. Shockingly, Monday Night Raw is on a Monday.
What?
That's
No.
right.
Wow.
October 1st. Go to KISW.com for all the details. If you want tickets, they're available now at Ticketmaster.com.
All right, Steve, get out of here. For those playing at home, Michael will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Michael, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I think so.
The seismic belt called the Ring of Fire surrounds what body of water?
Okay.
In what decade did Elton John release his single Crocodile Rock?
80s,
No.
60s,
No.
70s.
Yes. The average adult human has 32 of what?
G.
Yes. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
Rugby.
Yes. Since 1990, Rowan Atkinson has been known as what TV/movie role?
Professor X.
No.
Pass.
Alanis Morissette appeared on what 80s television show?
Weeds.
No.
Pass.
The Last Frontier is the nickname for what U.S. state?
California.
No.
Hawaii.
No.
Close.
Pass.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, correct.
You were one state off, my friend.
Well, in a lot of distance.
Yes, he was. All right. Well, how much did you get?
3.
Yeah, that's not a deuce, at least.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's better than that. Which, I mean, still not out of the woods there. I'm pretty sure Steve's going to get himself a win here.
Yeah.
But stranger things have happened.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, yeah, this time it's not. Yeah, Michael, I'm sorry.
Steve, are you ready?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
The seismic belt called the Ring of Fire surrounds what body of water?
CenturyLink Field.
No.
The Atlantic Ocean?
No.
The Pacific Ocean.
Yes. In what decade did Elton John release his single Crocodile Rock?
That was the 1970s.
Yes. The average adult human has 32 of what?
Again, I'm going to the dentist today, Rev. Thanks for asking this question. Teeth.
Oh, geez, yes. What sports lingo uses the term scrum?
Rugby.
Yes. Since 1990, Rowan Atkinson has been known for what TV?
Mr. Bean.
Yes.
Nice.
Alanis Morissette appeared in what 80s TV show?
Full House.
No.
Nice.
Nice. Is that like you can't do that on television?
Wow, yes. The Last Frontier is the nickname for what U.S. state?
Nevada?
No.
Texas.
No.
Oregon.
No. What sense would you not have if you
Alaska.
were... Yeah, you're a little bit
damn it.
What sense would you not have if you're anosmic?
Wow.
Vision. No.
Sight.
No. That's the same
Taste.
No. 1, 2,
How about
3,
vision?
4, 5, 6 correct. You still win.
Yeah.
6-3.
Sorry, Michael. And there.
That's okay.
All right, take it easy, buddy. Try again someday, Michael. I feel like the way Steve answered some of those questions, he really shouldn't be the best.
Well,
But I
you're
am the
not
best.
wrong, but
Hey, sometimes Michael Jordan threw a ball in the air not knowing if it was going to go in, and it still went in.
it's true.
Wayne Gretzky might have taken a shot that he thought for sure the goalie would stop, but it was a goal.
I don't know what you're talking about, but okay.
Steve knows sports, and
about
Steve
as
is
far as it
great.
goes.
Yeah. I'm not sure those analogies or examples.
What are you
really
talking
helpful.
about?
I think they
Sometimes
worked,
you
yeah.
throw something out there and you hope for the best, but you're
Here's
not
the thing.
100% sure.
But you mentioned two people who are really great at what they do.
And who's great at beat makes?
yeah, again,
I mean, it's named after him.
Thank you.
it doesn't mean he's good.
He's the
the
greatest.
best.
He's the greatest at it.
I really think calling yourself Jordan-esque or Gretzky-esque is a bit of a stretch.
I'm the Wayne Gretzky of beat makes.
You are.
I
He
said that with complete
absolutely
confidence.
is. Yes, he
you
is.
are.
His sport's not named after him.
You're the Wayne Brady of beat mix. I'll give you that much.
Sometimes he does have to choke a bitch.
Or the Wayne Knight. I mean,
Is
I
Wayne
think
Brady
Knight's
going to have to choke a bitch?
choke a bitch, isn't he? Yeah.
The Last
Choke
Frontier. Wow.
Oh, take it easy.
Wow. The Last Frontier you did figure out was Alaska.
Alaska.
Good job on that.
Yeah, which ones did you think I didn't know that I knew?
I was surprised with Scrum. I was surprised with you can't
Scrum, I'll tell you why.
Why?
I played rugby.
You played rugby?
Yeah, in high school.
I'll have to cross the rugby off of the sports
And then in
things.
college, we always partied with the women's rugby team. They were the best, and they would like to get drunk and cause a scrum in the middle of our living room in our house.
That's hot.
Was scrum code word for orgy?
It should have been.
Could have been.
No, some of those they were fun girls to party with. I'll tell you that. Like, if you ever want to party with some women's rugby players, I say do it.
Really?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Wow. All right. Good to know. The sense that you would not have if you're anosmic.
You can't hear.
No. What's the one that you have an issue with?
Smell.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You wouldn't have that smell. So you kind of
Anosmic. I'm trying to see if there's any sort of part of that word that makes me think nose.
Well, there is
Yeah.
NOS in it. I mean, that's most of the nose right
okay.
there.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, maybe not. Well, congratulations, Steve. You won with
Wow.
6 correct.
We are really all part of the Genius Patrol today. What do you get?
Someone
6
says,
right? Yes.
Jordan should have Court miss and then say, give me the ball again and shoot the same shot. Eyes, vision.
Yeah. Anyway, caller number 6, you are getting tickets to check out the WWE Monday Night Raw next Monday. Caller number 6, just like that, 206-421-ROCK. Got a new report that's going to make a lot of people happy. And for me, I'm so happy that I fly as much as I do because I get upgraded seats just because I fly a lot. So I always get the one that has more leg room. Alaska's really good like that, except they've been using these Airbus planes, and there aren't too many of those seats like there on the regular Boeing. So I don't know what's going on. Well, it's the Virgin. They got the Virgin plane, so
It's the Virgin.
it's that Virgin. But now there's a new report. Apparently someone's floating a bill around in Congress saying that, you know what, we need a minimum amount of legroom on airplanes. This frustrates me that we have to have government get involved in something that really I think the plane business shouldn't have been as jerky to do in the first place.
It's ridiculous. If you're over 6 feet, you're guaranteed to be uncomfortable.
People are bigger now. And taller. I feel like humans. I wish there was a study done. Sure, we're heavier. I think that makes sense. But I think there's a lot of taller humans now than there was when I was a kid.
Yep.
So, yeah, you need more than 30 inches, and the average used to be 35 inches. And, of course, the airline said, oh, we're done with that. And without a set minimum, they're saying it could even get to 27 inches of leg room that the plane. Well, that's insanity.
I'll just stand. I'll treat it like a packed bus. Just let me stand and hold on to a pole.
Yeah. So this is nuts. So now we got to spend government money to keep these jerky plane companies from doing this. And if it's because plane companies can't make enough money or there's too many of them, then it's time for some of them to fail or be absorbed by somebody else who, frankly, probably these companies that can't make it probably are horrible companies anyway.
The legroom part's the worst part about flying. I don't mind having the person nodding off next to me and leaning on my arm or whatever it may be. You know, I get that we're in crammed quarters, but if I could just have a little room, like when I'm sitting in either an emergency exit or the ones that give you an extra 2 inches, but that 2 inches makes a difference.
It does, man. No, I do. I do have a lot of empathy for guys like you. I see it with my son Joey Dees as well. It's like his feet are just right up against, his knees are right up against the seat.
And then the person in front of you can put their seat back. It's not an inconvenience because right now it's so snug. When they put their seat back, you're just crushing the person behind you's knees.
I never do that. I'll never put my seat back for that very reason. It's just like it's just like it's you're wrecking that person behind you. Also, this current bill would block airlines from bumping overbooked passengers from flights after they've already boarded. Well, that's not good because then we can't see the airlines drag people off the plane for our enjoyment.
We'll have to find new ways to have people melt down on the plane.
Yeah.
Wait, so what they're hoping to do is make it so that it's actually a pleasurable experience for people to fly?
Oh, they don't want to do that.
That's pure insanity.
They also want to expand the availability of pre-check security boarding and require large airports to have private nursing rooms for new mothers. Well, they have those mama vas at SeaTac.
Yeah, they're great for naps.
Yeah. So, I mean, SeaTac's already starting to give private areas for breastfeeding or Steve's naps.
I also like now they even have little areas for dogs to go potty.
Oh, those areas are fun. Yeah,
I think that's hilarious.
The pet relief area.
Yeah.
I find it very convenient if the bathrooms are full.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, what the heck? It's right around the corner, and I like going right next to the fire hydrant.
So it says I'm 7'2". If I don't get an exit row seat, there's always a flight attendant who makes sure that I get one. Yeah, if you're 7'2", how the hell are you supposed to fly?
Yeah.
There's no other way that you could, other than first class, of course.
Well, sometimes, that may be a way to get first class. If you're too big, they might just throw you up there.
Oh, then I should wear heels.
Oh, please. Plus, you'd look amazing in heels.
Can you just wear heels?
I'd wear long pants so you guys wouldn't know I'm wearing heels.
Oh, I would know.
Well, you gonna dime me out?
Oh, because
I'm wearing heels, ma'am.
How you strut. They'll tell how you strut.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then just wear the big old goth platforms and wear Janko jeans.
Yes.
And they won't be able to tell.
I was thinking bell bottoms, but Jinko jeans would be way better.
Yeah. Welcome back to the 90s, Steve.
They might think I'm Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit.
Oh, yeah, of course they will. Then they'll give you the right seat when they think that. They're also going to take a look at people and their support animals to make sure it's not a fake one. The bill's going to take a look at that one, too, so you can't pretend that your pet's a service animal. So we'll see. Sunday is when Congress has a deadline to pass this thing. I don't care about the other stuff except making the seats wider, having more space.
But one person says, hey, if they do that, aren't they going to then jack up the prices for tickets because there's going to be less plane seats on a plane?
Well, I mean, they'll try, but if they don't get customers, they're going to have to bring the price down again, right?
But people are always going to have to travel, so they're going to figure out a way. It's like, I feel like it's the same with gas. I mean, everyone's like, if they drive less, maybe they'll gas price. People need to commute. They're going to have to, whatever you throw at them as far as what you have to spend, you're going to have to pay for it because you need to get somewhere.
You don't have to take a plane to get to places in our country. It'll take you longer. You can take a train.
Can't get to Hawaii on a train.
Okay, that's the one thing you'll have to save your money up for.
Okay.
It just frustrates me that they just, in order to keep the prices low, they sardine you. I feel like that's just not a way to do business. I feel like there's got to be a way for them to make similar money, and maybe there isn't. And maybe I'm just, living this dream, or maybe there's just too many airlines and they've got to consolidate, and that's unfortunate, but God, really? As far as prices to be low, we got to have our knees to our eyeballs?
Then maybe at least they could be aware, I understand if you're a couple, you're going to sit next to each other. But if it's a bunch of randos, like three people, I always feel like I'm always stuck in the same row with three big dudes, including myself. So it's like there's three of us that are already taking up a lot of space, and then trying to squeeze three bigger guys in one row is miserable.
So you get to pick your own seat, so I don't know what they can do about that, because I'm a guy that always makes sure I get the seat I want and fly as soon as possible. How do you stop that if the only seats left are basically you guys are like, hey, guess what?
Maybe like your Bitmoji shows up on the seating chart.
Yeah.
So then all of a sudden you're like, oh, look, there's a little bit of a chunker guy. His name's Steve. I'm going to stay away from him.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that would be, boy, that would be helpful.
I don't know. Not many people are going to want to go and admit to their actual size.
And then if you get the hot chick, everyone's going to want to sit next to her.
Then you have to pay extra. If to pay extra,
that's where you pay extra.
That's where you make your money.
Okay, sure. I like this idea. So we make the seats bigger and charge people to sit next to the hot chick.
Right, and if it's 3 dudes that are over 270 pounds each, you pay less.
Yeah. I like this plan. Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I sit next to the fat guy, you're saying?
Yeah, so you're uncomfortable.
So people pay less to sit next to me, really, is what you're saying?
Sure.
All right. See, I'm a value. Sit next to me.
This isn't going to work.
No, it's not.
No, none of this.
You know what? It's like a lot of your ideas. People just don't see them through.
Somebody says, I have a buddy that's 6'8". He has to sit in an emergency row just so he can stretch out his legs.
Yeah, man. Planes. All right, it is time for Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Whatever you want to talk about. We got your calls. We got your texts at 917 on the Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on the Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Listeners on the Loose brought to you by the Shane Company. Whatever you want to talk about. It could be something we've been rapping about for a while. Hey, it could be something we talked about years ago. Or it could be something completely new you want to bring to the table. You pick the topic, you guide the show. Steve only has one rule for Listeners on the Loose.
It's a simple rule, BJ, and it's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, you'll be gone, and we'll have to say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Joe in Fetty Way. Joe, you are on the Rock.
Hola, fellas.
Hola, Joe. Hola. Don't forget the men's room afternoons right here on the Rock. What you got for us today, Joe?
So, hey, about a couple of weeks ago, I believe you guys were talking about what went wrong or what you did bad at work.
Oh, yeah. That's always a good one. How about you?
So, it wasn't me, but I used to work for a glass company, and we were doing mirrors and shower doors for a apartment complex. And this one guy, he was carrying up a mirror. It was for the main bathroom, so it was, kind of rectangle. It wasn't very big.
Oh, boy.
Well, he was going up the stairs, and he tripped on the stairs, and the mirror went into the next step.
Oh!
So when it hit the step, it basically sheared off, and the top piece fell and basically filleted his forearm.
Oy, oy, oy.
I've never seen so much blood. I mean, he had to be airlifted from Auburn, to Harborview. It was so bad.
You forget that mirror can be a deadly weapon when something like that can happen.
Oh, it will kill you.
Damn, dude.
And of course, because usually you wear arm guards, and it's basically kind of like a Kevlar. Well, he wasn't wearing his, and
so that's a thing. I didn't even realize that. So you're supposed to wear the arm guards, and he just was like, not me, buddy.
Yeah, you basically wear, it's kind of like, it goes over your shoulders, and then it's basically like sleeves, but it's like a Kevlar material, so it doesn't, cut into your skin. But Dummy wasn't wearing those. Oh, and hey, Steve.
Yo.
Hey, I saw you yesterday on 167 heading towards Puyallup. I was in a big white box truck.
Oh, right on, my man.
All right.
That's awesome.
Next time, beep at him, Joe.
It's always awesome when someone does beep and you're like, oh, what did I do? Did I piss somebody off? And you look over and the person's giving you the devil horns. You're like, yes, that was fun.
I suggest they give you the finger. Instead of giving the devil horns, give Steve the finger.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Drive safe.
Peace out, buddy.
Someone pulled up the other day, and I was out on Shar Road, and I'm looking over, and he's honking his horn. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I finally roll my window down, but it's always a pain in the ass to roll my windows down because I don't have power windows.
Oh, that's right.
And he's on the passenger side, and we're stuck at a light. So I was just like reaching over. I'm like, oh my God, is this guy going to yell at me for something? He's just like, hey man, love the show. Can I get a picture? And I'm thinking, how do I get out of my car to take a picture? And he's like, no, just stay in the car. And he took a selfie of himself, and I'm in the background, just kind of like,
oh, that's funny.
I have the picture on my phone. It was because he sent me a message with it. It was just too funny. Like, you're like, what the hell?
I thought about the selfie that way. That's a pretty good. If you're at least that way, no one has to leave their cars.
Right. It made my day.
Damn, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course I can't find it, though.
Of course you can't. But you know what? I believe you.
There it is.
I believe it happened.
David K. on Facebook.
Good job, David K. Oh, there's Steve in the there's Steve.
I'm just
Look at you. You're just like, hi, everybody. That is too funny. That's the first time I've seen
Never
a
had that
selfie
happen.
like that before. Now we're doing basically, I see you on the freeway selfie.
Yes.
All right. What the heck? This is what phones have done for us. See, they create happiness.
Somebody has some advice they need from us. This person says, I was dumped 3 months ago, and he said that he wasn't in love with me anymore. But out of the blue, he showed up to my house. He claims in the 3 months that we haven't been together, he realized that he loved me the whole time and wants another chance. I still love him, but I'm afraid I'll get hurt again. Should I take him back?
So how many times has he dumped her?
Just this one time, I guess.
Oh, jeez. I mean, come on, lady. I was dumped, I think, 3 times by my wife.
Yeah, but while he dumped her, he's been with someone else for the 3 months while they were apart.
I think she did the same thing with me as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it worked out just fine.
I actually
She lives in California. You're here in Seattle.
Yeah, it's a perfect marriage. What are you talking about? See, life can happen. Honestly, if you got to talk to therapists, they would tell you this whole love thing and this whole whatever thing. I mean, the human beings, really, what we're attracted to is to try to make babies. And then that really fuels a lot of stuff.
But what about people who are together that don't want babies? Like, I think my aunt and uncle, who my uncle unfortunately is no longer around, but they had zero interest ever in having children, and they never had kids.
They still may have that sort of get-together vibe that us human beings have. They may have just made a decision, said, yeah, I want to have sex with you, which is basically that trait to make babies. That doesn't mean you have to have babies, but that polarity, whatever that attracts us, biologically speaking, it's the baby-making thing that is a part of that attraction, even though you may not want to make babies.
That makes no sense to me.
Well, we're animals. We're animals, and so we're attracted to each other to make babies.
I'd say we're attracted to have sex. Sure, we want to fornicate, but I think if you
that's part of when you meet somebody. But if you have
zero interest in wanting to make babies, why would you have a making baby trait that would bring you together with someone?
Well, you make that. See, the thing is that your brain says, Steve, go make babies, and so you'll see a woman and you'll go, oh, I like her a lot. Part of that is the go make babies thing. Now, there's other reasons why you'd want to live with that person for the rest of your life, but that's still there. Even if you don't want to have children, you still get that make baby vibe as just a male human being.
But wouldn't that be true with like any other animal? I thought it was only dolphins and humans that had sex for pleasure. Maybe we have a thing that we just want to bang.
We still want to keep our race going, though, Vicky.
Do we really?
Yeah, we do.
I've seen it.
Yeah, we do. I mean, ask anybody that's a biologist. We still have that.
If there's any biologists that are listening, please call in. Well, explain this to me, because I don't really.
Or even
I'm
the brain guy.
This one.
Here's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I've heard the words.
So you never learned this in biology class, that we naturally, as a species, want to keep our race going?
To be honest with you, man, it's been a long time since I took a biology class. I mean, we want to. You might be right. It just seems weird that you would have this need or desire to make babies, and that's why we're attracted to each other. But if that person has no desire to make babies, it doesn't make any sense in my brain.
Well, they may not want to. They may not want to have the responsibility of raising children, whatever. But that desire that makes you want to have sex with somebody, part of it is, I think, because we got to procreate the species. That's what I learned. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've come up with new information since then. But
I just heard it felt good on your willy. That's about it.
Oh yeah, who told you that we had that conversation? Steve, by the way, I want to know what creepy uncle had that conversation with you. Sex is about having.
It was my buddy's hockey coach, porn star Jerry Butler.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. Which is a true story. The porn star coach part, not the feels good in the.
By the way, it's the greatest gift from the god or maker, whatever you want to call it. That the thing that keeps our species going also feels really good to do.
Somebody says the baby making drive is biological. The lack of wanting children, psychological.
Yeah. Oh, fancy talk there. All right, there you go. But so that you have to take that into account when you're attracted to somebody. A lot of times there are other somebodies that come along. It's just a biological baby making thing. But when you're talking about wanting to live with somebody for the rest of your life and make a commitment like a marriage, that transcends babies. That's a whole commitment on a different level that psychologically humans can do. The reason I bring this all up is, you know what? Don't fault somebody for being attracted to somebody else physically when they realize after being with that person physically that really where they want to spend the rest of their life with is with you. He's just sort of tried different things and realized you're the best thing for him, which actually is a good thing.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, it doesn't sound like if he was treating you bad or something along those lines, then yeah, you don't want to get back with them. But if it was just he didn't think that you were the right one, and like the great philosopher Tom Kiefer from Cinderella said, you don't know what you got until it's gone.
Oh yeah, Tom was right.
He was.
And like Sting said, said, let it free, let it free. If you love somebody, let them free. What did he say? I don't know. He said, Roxanne, don't be a whore anymore.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I think you said that.
But maybe he just thought, the grass is greener. No, it's not. And I made a huge mistake, and that could be maybe the catalyst towards this relationship being awesome. And I think it's worth giving another shot if you do dig the guy.
Yeah. And look, you're the one that breaks your own heart. If you're really happy in your life, you don't need anybody. Another person's an addition. But if you need somebody in your life, then you have an issue, Miss. And I call her Miss because I don't know her name. What's her name? Freddie?
Yeah, so it was Freddie. Actually,
yeah, so
with
Freddie.
an I, hard over
Yeah.
it. What do you think, Vicky?
I feel like if she's kind of young, like I'm thinking 18, 19, 20, then go out and just hook up, bang, have fun. What's the point of just kind of settling down early?
Oh, wow, you're going a whole different
But
direction
if,
here.
she's kind of like, late 20s, early 30s, then give it another shot. And if he pulls this crap again, then tell him to go F off. That's what I did with my last serious relationship. We broke up, got back together again. I said, if we break up, I don't want to hear from you again.
That's
it. We're not doing the
charm.
We're not doing Ross and Rachel.
Was that the stuffed animal guy? Oh, yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to pull the Ross and Rachel BS. That's
He showed
not my
you,
jam.
didn't he? He showed you, though.
Oh, yeah.
He went and got married with the next person. It's just like 5 days later almost.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. They're divorced
Yeah.
now. It's cool.
Oh, they're divorced now?
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. That guy's a mess.
Like a year ago or something.
Seriously, there are some immature idiots that are running around in male bodies in this area. I don't understand it. I mean, maybe it's not this area. It could be this generation. I blame Danny.
So he showed me, all right.
Yeah, he showed you.
Yeah.
If we take some time to think it over, baby, take some time. Let me know if you really want to go. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Wow.
Whoa, that is deep
words.
Oh, whoa, dude.
Cinderella.
Who knew that Cinderella knew it all?
They knew it all. Tom Kiefer is all-knowing. He didn't realize that because, he hid it underneath all of his hairspray.
He's our Shakespeare.
Yes.
That's what he is.
I can't tell you, baby, what went wrong.
Okay. Thanks, Tom.
I think I'm going to make a day out of just spending my afternoons at home reading lyrics to heavy metal songs.
Oh, dude, it's great.
Just so simple.
You know me in interviews. I think half the time the band goes, you actually read the lyrics? Because they just never expect anybody to actually sit down like you have.
Right. I was just looking for something that rhymed with baby.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean it.
I mean, if you want to have a fun time, two bands you want to do that to, one will blow your mind and they both will blow your mind in different ways. Van Halen and the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What the hell is Van Halen talking about half the time? Mm-hmm. And then what the hell is Anthony Kiedis talking about half the time?
Do they spell out all the zing zig gag zaga?
Yeah, exactly.
When he makes sounds.
Just like Jump. Hey, you, what's that? Hey, what you doing? It was like, okay, are you just randomly shouting at people at the mall, David, and say, hey, this would be a great song?
He was fueled by cocaine.
Yeah, that's a good point. There you go. Oh, what the hell is Anthony Kiedis? I mean, he must be fueled by ayahuasca. All right, it's listeners on the loose. 206-421-ROCK. Text us by your textathon machine at 77999. I don't know.
A phone?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Or your textathon machine. Yep. You pick the topic. You guide the show. Your calls, your texts at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Andrew in Philly. Andrew in Everett, who wants to talk about Philly. Andrew, you're on The Rock.
Good morning, BJ.
Good morning, Andrew. What you got for us today, buddy?
How you guys doing, man?
Steve, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man.
Steve's doing great.
Weather's nice.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm not as great as Steve, but I'm getting there.
So you ate a plum? I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, you ate a plum?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're so good.
Plums are delicious.
They are.
Steve.
Yes.
It is hockey season.
I know.
Go Tips, first and foremost.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to my buddy Butter, Jamie Butt. His son Dawson was also a buddy of mine. He plays for the Everett Silvertips. I believe this is his second season with the team, number 9.
Nice.
So I hope he has a great season. He's a good, tough, young hockey player, willing to drop the gloves, willing to score some goals. Of course, he's willing to score some goals. Everyone's willing to score goals, but he's a tough player, and it's pretty awesome to see that he's doing well with Everett.
Yeah, he is. He's one of my favorite players on the team. He is our enforcer right now, and it's sad that he's out on suspension for a little bit. But
yeah, what a weak hit that he got suspended for too.
I know that's the WHL for you, though, right?
True.
Hey, so hockey mascots. Have you seen the Philadelphia Flyers' new mascot?
Yeah, we talked about him yesterday. I think he's awesome. I know a lot of people are hating on him because he looks like a methed out Muppet, but I think it's perfect for Philadelphia.
Oh, yeah.
Super creepy. I saw a picture of him last night. I'm like, that is going to scare children.
But I'm hearing children are really digging him so far, and that's really all that matters when you think about it. At a game, if the kids are digging the mascot, he's. But although, did you see I think it was last night, his first night on the ice, he fell on the ice.
Oh, no, he didn't.
Oh,
Yep.
Oh,
He tripped
yeah.
while shooting the T-shirt cannon.
Oh, dang, dude.
It's fantastic.
Wow.
Like Gritty's having a bad first day on the job.
I would think the first thing you have to do to be a mascot in hockey is you got to be able to skate. Because I've never seen anybody just go plant it like he did except me when I try to skate.
It's a good thing he has a helmet on.
Yeah, dude. Whoa.
Somebody wrote, he already overdosed. Rest in peace.
Wow, Gritty. Oh, that's not good, man. Yeah, Gritty just basically falls right in his keister. Damn.
I've never heard people talk more about a mascot outside of their own market. Obviously, like when Boom showed up for the Seahawks, there were naysayers or people that were digging it. Like, why do we need another mascot? But for it to become a national story in a weird way, I mean, Philadelphia did it right. People are talking about him, and it's not the worst mascot ever.
Yeah, and it is interesting. You know, Andrew, I would think it would be scary to children too, but like Steve said, they're responding well to it, so who knows? I mean, I never know what a kid, some kids love clowns, some kids get scared by clowns. He's a freaky looking thing, but he has, so far, he's generated more positive than negative. We'll see, especially if he keeps falling on his ass like that.
Yeah, definitely true. And you know what? For the number of kids who are getting into hockey these days, right, the youth hockey program is fantastic. These kids in the WHL, 16 to 20-year-olds are just totally out there kicking ass. I love to see that. And,
yeah.
Whatever brings more viewership to the game, right?
Oh, and Andrew, let's be honest. We got the Key Arena renovation yesterday, so they got approved. I mean, we're
end of October. We should be getting some good news, which is great.
This is going to be a time of year where we're going to get excited about the starting of a new sport here in Seattle. The way we get excited for baseball season and football season, we're going to start getting excited for hockey season from an NHL standpoint here soon.
So, Andrew, my question for you then is, what's your pro team? What team are you a fan of?
So we lost our goalie to the Flyers, Carter Hart.
Yep.
He was the best goalie in the WHL, so I love following him. Plus, Wyatt Wiley, another Everett native, was drafted by the Flyers. So I love them, but I also love the physicality of the San Jose Sharks.
Jeez, they're going to be monsters this year.
Yeah, and one of my other favorite players, Matt Fontaine from the Silvertips, just went and is with their AHL team. So I got to love the Sharks as well.
Plus, Bonnie Lake kid, Dylan Gambrell, is a member of the San Jose Sharks. So
Look at this.
He got drafted by them a few years ago and got to play a few games last year.
So how are your Devils and my Bruins looking, Steve? What do you think?
Devils should be pretty good, just because they were a young up-and-coming team last year, and they made the playoffs. And I think this year they really haven't done much to hurt their team. They've added a couple players, so I think things are going to be fine. Bruins are probably going to be on par for what they did last year, so they're not going to be awful.
Yeah.
It's all up to Tuukka. The goalie.
Yeah.
Awesome name, Tuukka.
All right. Tuukka is a great name.
I only ask that because it's a weird dilemma, is that when we do get a pro team, where do your allegiances go?
And that happened. I mean, that had to happen for baseball and football fans here when the Mariners or the Pilots for half a second and the Seahawks showed up. But people love Major League Sports. They had the same thing. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, do you just instantly become your home team becomes your number one team, or are they kind of like a distance? I don't know how I'm going to react to this. It's going to be a real dilemma.
Yeah,
granted, luckily the Devils are in a completely different division on the other side of the country, so it's not like as if it's going to be a ton of times that they're going to see each other. But it's still tough, man, because I'm beyond excited for Seattle to have a team, and I feel like it's inevitable that that's going to be my number one team at some point.
Hey, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because I replaced the Patriots with the Seahawks. I mean, I officially said, look, I'm more. I want to see the Seahawks win more than I want to see the Patriots win. That's been a long time. Now I haven't done that with the Red Sox, though. The Mariners are they're number two. I'm at the point now, I really want to see the Mariners go to the playoffs. It's been too damn long.
17 years.
To the point where
I think the NHL team will probably make the playoffs before the Mariners too, and that sucks.
I wouldn't admit this to any of my Boston friends, but if it meant that the Red Sox couldn't be in the playoffs one year so the Mariners would be, I'm all for that. because I feel like I've been spoiled. I feel like, because 3 years in a row the Red Sox have won their division. Don't tell my brother.
I'm telling your brother.
Yeah, that would be sacrilege.
Yeah,
they've already got.
You don't know his middle name, and now you're willing to see the Red Sox not make the playoffs.
Because I would like to see the Mariners get in there, man.
Yeah.
I've been following them is just as close as the Red Sox being here for almost 20 years, and I want to see that happen. I was so spoiled in 2001. I thought that's how it was going to be. The 116 wins. I thought we were going to see a dynasty happening.
And then it just ended quick.
It just ended. Done. All right, I have a question for you. What do Ryan Castle and in-laws have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:48 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. He's the drunk in charge. Now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and in-laws have in common?
I probably don't like you.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're not good enough for my kid.
That's it.
That doesn't even exist.
But
fictional child.
Yeah.
That's where you're at.
You're not good enough for his fictional child.
You're not even good for an imaginary.
I'm looking at the text messages. Both favor your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People either love him or hate him.
All right.
Yeah.
Am I that polarizing, really?
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you're very lovable.
I think that just answered the question. BJ goes yes, and Steve goes no.
Yeah.
And you don't want either to show up at your house.
Yeah.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at all.
At all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what? This is the sign of the times. More and more couples who don't really have any problems with each other are going to therapy, not because of themselves, because they don't have any problems with themselves, but to deal with their in-laws. In-law therapy, everybody.
Wow.
That's what we've come to. Wow, Peter Pearson, great name. I think he's Spider-Man. He's a relationship coach in Menlo Park, Cali, and that's what he says. 1 out of 5 people coming for in-law issues.
Well, got to make money somehow.
Yeah, you do.
No kidding.
Yeah. Speaking of issues, Ryan Castle's just got 12 of them in a 12-pack. Next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
You can have Ace Frehley as your best man. You also get a Kiss-themed wedding cake, Steve. This is the 6,000 buys you a lot. And how about this? Hold on. A free game of Kiss mini golf. Come on, who's it?
You can go play miniature golf there for just $12.
Nice. It's only a $12 deal? Yeah, but you probably get the course to yourself for a little while if you do the $6,000 package.
You'd like to think so. Ace really better hold my balls if I'm going to have that happen.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another question from a listener. I have a mountain of credit card bills and consumer debt. Can I still keep my house if I file bankruptcy?
Yes, you almost always can keep your home and your house, your car in a bankruptcy. Depending on what type of bankruptcy you file, would depend on whether or not, for example, you can keep your vehicles if you have payments on them still. You can almost always keep your home if you're current on the payments on your home, even in full bankruptcy. In Chapter 13, you can also keep those items. If you're behind on your house, you could catch your house payments up in a Chapter 13, take off a second mortgage in a Chapter 13. So keeping your primary assets like a home and car is almost always possible in bankruptcy.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
Love sports? Love culture? Well, I've got a brand new podcast called Take Line from Crooked Media, hosted by me, Jason Concepcion, and 2-time WNBA champion Renee Montgomery. From the games to the players to the issues happening both on and off the court, we'll be tackling the important political and social issues happening in sports head on. New episodes drop every Tuesday, so follow and subscribe on radio.com, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.